Hello. Um, it's 2:12, Monday, 2:12, and I have a little funny confession to make. I wasn't going to share this, but I think it's funny, and I'm doing a check-in video anyway. Um, if anyone knows basic math, this challenge actually ended yesterday because 365 days in a year, and I started on 2:12, means that 2:11 of the following year would be day 365. So somewhere in the midst of this challenge, and I honestly do not remember when, because I messed up like 4 times. Like either I had to wake myself up at like 3 in the morning or like 6 in the morning, or Brian remembered. And then anyway, the time that I did 6 in the morning the next day, I like went back to bed for a couple hours and then decided that counted as insanely late night the night before. So, so those like 3 or 4 mess ups, like we legit forgot. I say we because Brian really helped me a lot during the middle chunk of this with remembering. There would be days where I almost forgot. Anyway, there is one day in there where I remember, I think it's in the middle, but maybe like 2/3 in, where I like laid in bed and it was like 2 in the morning and I knew I had forgotten. And I just didn't get out of bed because I'm like, no, I'm not doing it. And I like gave it a lot of thought and like prayer and meditation. And I didn't talk about it at the time, but I was just like, I just can't do it. And I'm like, is anybody even watching to see whether, because I would often post them the next day, like from the day before. And I was like, what if I just, on the next day, just list the next number? Like, is anyone ever going to know? I don't think any of you ever knew. I don't even remember where it was and who's following this that closely. I would not be if I were you, even if I loved my music. If this were Joanna Newsom or Sufjan Stevens doing this, I would have tuned out by now. No offense to them. I'm saying that as an example. Like even my absolute favorite musicians, I wouldn't have followed every single day. Maybe I'd like check back in or something. Oh my goodness. Anyway. So yeah, so today is really day 366, if I'm honest, but let's call it 365 because that's cute. Or whatever. I'm still going to go live tonight, obviously. But yeah, day 365 has happened. I've finished. I've completed. I'm awesome. Just kidding. But you're all awesome too. Anyone who watched, or if anyone's been inspired to do more than they normally do, to share more, to write more, to create more, to take a risk, to go for a job, to make a move, to do something. If there's anything about this process that's been inspiring to you, it's been an insanely vulnerable process for me. I honestly can't even believe, like I'm on the verge of tears right now. I don't think you could have asked me 5 years ago whether or not I'd do this. I wouldn't have done it. I don't know what this is. I think there's a wonderful distancing effect of this really, like, please remember this is me talking to my own phone in my hand. And so that helps. Historically, there's been like 5 or fewer people that I share this deeply with. And so to have shifted that to share as deeply, if not more deeply than I share with them, because I know, I don't want to bore them. Whereas with all of you, like, you can just press stop. So I'm not worrying about boring you, and I'm just continuing to go. And I'm just writing 7-minute long songs. And you wouldn't even believe the numbers of songs I've written that I didn't share. I'd say it's at least 100 more extra songs than the number of extra songs I already shared. So I guess I really wrote, I feel like I want to say for cuteness sake that I wrote 444 songs this year, but I'll bet it's more like, realistically, it's probably at least 500. But keeping in mind that, like, why do I say that? Like, who cares? Like, it means nothing. I'm just imitating myself and everybody else. Like, they're just the same song over and over again with different words. So it's really just that I like talking. I like playing piano. I like playing any instrument I touch. And I've been like this since I was a kid. I just always want to make things up. And I think something about realizing I could invent my own process and that YouTube exists. And even if YouTube didn't exist, if these all went away tomorrow, like, I have them on my hard drive to randomly look back on. And yeah, I do hope to turn some of them into songs for the challenge for next year. So my challenge is probably going to fail. It's in like an hour, or my Kickstarter. It's in like an hour. I didn't even come close to raising the 212 plus a 0, 2100, 220. I don't know how to say it. 2,120 doesn't sound like my lucky number. But anyway, I was trying to say it so that it would sound like 212. It doesn't sound like 212. But I didn't even come close to that. But the people who did donate were very gushy and spreading the word and very kind and very loving. And to those who couldn't, either A, you're already a Patreon supporter, which I'll put the link in the below for this. But if you want to be in my little fan club, if you miss me after I'm gone every day, the link's in here, and I would love to have your support. I'll keep sharing in this gushy way with that community. And what else? Yeah, so my Kickstarter didn't work out, but despite it not working out and how sad that made me yesterday and how just kind of embarrassed, because it's a very vulnerable feeling to ask for money and ask for support when, you know, you're doing work. I'm doing work. It's just work nobody asked me to do. It's work that feels like pushed through my soul and pushed through my being. And I can't explain it. I mean, Brian did a bunch of extra work on this challenge, also unpaid. You know, people just, and all these people who collaborated with me, you know, also unpaid. Like, people just, we all just clearly love music, and we want to share music, and we want to share ourselves, and we want to have fun, and we want to connect. And maybe I was just thinking today, no, I won't say that. It's too depressing. No, okay, I'll say it. Maybe it's a little bit like somebody just like, you know, like, maybe this is like my version of like travel photos, you know, like that friend that wants to go travel everywhere and live a particular life and then wants you to look at every single travel photo for 2 hours, or like slideshows or whatever that thing used to be. I don't know. There's like a joke about that, but like whatever. And then like sometimes people are like exhausted from that. Like they don't want to watch it all. They're like, cool, good for you. I'm glad you get to take all these cool trips. Please enjoy, you know, but they don't want to watch it all. And I would imagine that that's similar to what this is for a lot of you. It's like, cool, good job. We're happy that you found yourself and you want to make them songs, but we don't want to watch them all. And we don't necessarily want to pay for you to make more. Like, good job. Please keep going. We believe in you. The end, you know. So I get it. I don't know. I feel a weird burst of happiness right now. It's like light breaking through the fog. I saw a beautiful sunset yesterday on my nature walk. Just had all kinds of technical difficulties. Anyway, I have to go to work. Brian's coming to pick me up. My car was messed up this weekend, but love you. Thanks for watching. And sorry to cut this short, but I guess that's what life is like sometimes. Bye. Yeah.